Hello and welcome to The Real Hernando, presented to you by Wesley Meadows Retirement Community and produced by SRP Studios Podcasting. This podcast spotlights Hernando, Mississippi's businesses, organizations, and community leaders. The Real Hernando is also sponsored in part by the Desoto Arts Council, Brandon Vanderburg with Shelter Insurance, Desoto Local, 95.3 The Rebel, Angel Kid Insurance, City Hall Cheesecake, Polk Chaw's Egg Rolls, Motivate with Coach Camp, Denise's Happy Hounds, Tadpool, Swim School, and Big Note Music Lessons. Please follow us at therealhernando.com for all channels and social media platforms. Now, a word from Wesley Meadows Retirement Community. Hello and welcome back. I am your host, Derek, and today we are spotlighting Spa Around the Corner. Spa Around the Corner is the Halotherapy Destination of the Mid-South. Their specialty is relieving a chronic pain to make you feel refreshed and energized. Spa Around the Corner was founded in 2013 to bring their clientele relief from chronic pain through massage, using exclusive spa-quality, hand-blended products to nurture, heal, and rejuvenate the body. Joining me is founder and owner, Robin Blaisdell. How are you doing, Robin?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning. So is there a more specific way you need to be introduced? We discussed this before we started.
In Mississippi, they do like us to identify ourselves by our license number. So I am Mississippi Massage Therapist 969. I've been a massage therapist since 2004.
Okay.
And I did meet once Mississippi Massage Therapist number 6.
What's up, number 6? How you doing? Hey, if you want to be on the show, just let me know. Okay, yeah, we wanted to make sure you did what you needed to do because there's definitely some what would you call it? Some legalities on your industry in a weird way that way. But They're taken care of. But we're here to learn more about Spa Around the Corner and more about you. Thanks for doing this. Right out of the gate, this is all going to be in the description as well, but spaaroundthecorner.com, 662-782-6770, and they're located at 214 West Center Street right here in Hernando. So there. And then again, all in the description. We'll repeat all of that towards the end here. But welcome to the show, Robin. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
And let's talk massaging, shall we?
Sure.
Thanks for the free one, by the way. You didn't see this. We've been in here for about 2 hours. I appreciate the free massage.
It's better if you come to the spa. I'll give you a free one there. How about that?
Just kidding. I did get a gift. We're going to have some show and tell in a minute. She did come with a gift I think is really cool. My daughter's going to love it, and I definitely want to talk about that. But first, let's talk about Spa Around the Corner. So tell us a little more about it.
Well, I created Spa Around the Corner as a product company first. I was making hand-blended body butters and body scrubs. Because if you ever look at some of the chemicals that they put in our products nowadays, it's a little bit frightening. Mm. And then I got an opportunity to rent space from the Hollywood Casino in Tunica. So I started down there. I was there for 5 years.
I see 2014?
Yes.
Nice. So you had a little space like in the lobby area?
It was actually in the first floor hallway with the rooms. It was a conference room they never used.
Okay.
And it was a great place to learn, and everybody always thinks they want to go out on their own because I can do it better. And sometimes that's right, and sometimes there's a big learning curve. Mm. And then I was working during the pandemic in Tennessee because I'm Tennessee licensed also. And I know somebody that works for the person that owns the building that I'm in, which is the old Bond Theater. And she was like, oh, you should go back into private practice. I'm like, where am I going to go? And she's like, we have a spot. And I'm like, okay. She's like, it has no windows and it has no water. And I'm like, you know I wash my hands like all day long. Right?
Water's a little important.
There's a bathroom, but it's described that way because that is the only water.
Okay, so there's no like kitchen.
So you can't have like a restaurant
Right.
because there's no kitchen and there's no access to hook the water up.
So, but it turned out to be a great location for you.
It is a good location. I think I'm the best kept secret in Hernando because even though I'm just off the square next to the Bon Bon little gift shop, everybody walks by and goes, "How long have you been here?" And I'm like, 3 years. And they're like, "I didn't know you were there." And I'm like, well, the best kept secret in Hernando.
I'm just around the corner.
I am literally just around the corner.
Cue the drums. Boom,
Right.
boom. So how long have you been there now?
3 years.
3 years. Okay. So what's this experience been like for you?
It's been pretty positive. I think the first question I always get is, do you live in Hernando? And I'm sorry to say I don't. I actually live in Olive Branch.
Get out.
I know. And then everybody's like, well, why didn't you go to Olive Branch? And I'm like, well, because I know somebody that owns the building.
Yeah.
You know, it was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up there. And my superpower is I get people out of pain.
There you go.
You know, if you've got chronic pain, usually it might take a little while, but I can do something that's going to get you some relief.
What would you say the initial visit is like? Package, break it down for me.
So in the massage world, a Swedish massage, which we call a signature massage, is a general relaxation massage. And that's usually where people start, unless they know they need deep tissue, which is deep muscle work. You know, and that's $95 for an hour. A deep is $105. And that gets you 60 minutes with me focusing on areas. Now, of course, people always think, well, my shoulder hurts, so that's the only area you need to work on. But unlike physical therapy, where because they bill insurance, are only allowed to work from here to here, I have to look at the whole body and be like, okay, well, your shoulder might hurt, but that could be coming from your, legs being tight, pulling your hip out, pulling your shoulder out of place. And then the next question is, can you give me an adjustment? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
OSHA's movements are illegal.
Yeah, that's not your lane, is it?
It is not my lane.
The ankle bone's attached to the neck bone, right? It's all relative in that way.
It is all relative.
But I'm sure once you find these issues, then at least you can give them a direction on where to go, refer them to someone. But you're sort of like giving them that first scanning. I'm like, well, there's things I can help you with, things I can't. Well, let's work together and I'll put you in the right places, right?
I get a lot of referrals from chiropractors in the area because they know that the work I do is very good. I do a lot of myofascial release, which is a connective layer of tissue in the body that gets tight and dehydrated, which makes you be in pain all the time. So, yay.
No one likes pain.
Exactly.
No one likes pain.
So the first time you get a massage with me, because I do a lot of myofascial release, you'll usually feel better for about 2 days, where if you got just a regular massage at a different spa, you might feel good for like 2 hours.
Really? It just dissipates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It affects change in the body.
You have to hydrate, right?
Afterwards, we suggest that you hydrate just to rehydrate your muscles, and that's going to keep you from being sore.
Yeah.
Because after a deep tissue, I've been really sore for several days.
Because it's releasing toxins, right?
It releases toxins. Muscles are like sponges. They absorb all of the misfired energy. And then when you push into them, it's like taking a full sponge and squeezing it. So all the water comes out. And, what you're really trying to do is get fresh blood and fresh fluids to that area to relieve the pain. And that's what we're doing. So the water just helps rehydrate the muscles and flushes everything out. And, there's been over the past couple of years several questions about, does it make a difference? Does it not? And I figure we're all just dehydrated cactuses and we all just need some water.
Just drink water.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Over time, though, the more visits you have, probably the less sore you're going to feel, right?
You probably won't be as sore. Yeah. The first initial time you might be very sore. And then depending on if we find different points, you could be sore again. But usually later, you're not as sore moving forward.
So after deep tissue or your general massage, you said, what else do you have after that?
We do body treatments, which are body wraps and body scrubs. So a full body, like sugar or salt scrub. Our specialty is Himalayan salt. That's what makes us the Halotherapy Destination of the Mid-South.
Okay.
We do have a salt room that you can sit in, which is forced air. So we put salt into the air, and that helps with respiratory conditions, stress, anxiety. And then we also do a series of hot services. So hot bamboo, hot stone, a Himalayan hot salt massage, because we are salty. I think it all just comes back to me being salty.
You are salty.
I am salty.
What's a body wrap?
Body wrap is a mud wrap usually. Everybody talks about seaweed, which is green, and you do look like a sea monster, I'm sorry to say. It is a lovely shade of deep, like kale or seaweed green. And the seaweed reduces the toxins in the body, so you sweat them out.
Okay.
You are wrapped in mylar foil, and we turn the table on pretty hot, so you will actually sweat, and then it comes off with hot towels. We also do a rose mud body wrap, and that one is hydrating and can help reduce some aging signs due to the sun.
Okay.
And that's done the same way with the mylar and the hot towels.
Very cool. Yeah, so it's just sweating the toxins right out of you.
Well, unless you're getting the rose mud, and then the rose mud actually puts moisture back in the body.
So do you have a lot of people doing that?
We have a couple
Using
every
that?
once in a while. I think it's an area that people just don't know much about. Most of the things in massage is education. And we can actually thank, like, massage didn't come into its own really. Like, it's always a thing. It's been around for 4,000 years. It was used by Socrates. You know, he put people in hot baths, which is hydrotherapy because it uses water. But the thing that really got it into people's eyes and purview is massage envy, because they were educating people in their commercials about the benefits of massage and why you need one.
So are you one of the only places doing that in this
There's
area?
a couple in this area. I'm not going to rattle them all off.
Sure, of course not. I mean, this is about you here.
It is about me. What is it? There's a country song. I don't know who sings it, but it goes, "Sometimes one talk about me." Anyway, squirrel. There are at least probably 5 other places that I know of here in Hernando that do offer massage therapy. Some of them are independent people that just rent a room.
Yeah.
Some people work at a salon spa.
Right.
So it just depends on,
But you're the only halotherapy. Right?
I am the only salt room, I believe, in Mississippi up to the coast. I think there's one down there.
Wow. Okay.
And then there used to be one off of Poplar in Memphis.
Okay.
I don't know if they're still there or not.
Okay. Because you are still licensed in Tennessee, right? So could you have a business there too if you needed to?
Tennessee has different licensing requirements to start a business, so I probably would not go there to do that.
Yeah. It's DeSoto County. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Hernando's the bomb anyway.
Right?
Let's talk about this gift you brought in.
Okay. So the gift I brought you is a muscle wrap little pillow, and it can be used hot or cold. So you can put it in the microwave for 3 or 4 minutes, and it'll stay hot for about 15. It is full of Himalayan salt. I did give him a trick bag so he couldn't open it.
I wonder if they can get it. It smells good.
It does have some herbs in it, so it smells good.
So I'll get it without the...
And may I for a second?
Absolutely.
What I liked about making these myself is that if you think of like an ice pack, they're kind of hard. And if you throw it over a shoulder, it's just going to lay flat. But with this, you can put it on a shoulder and it conforms to the shoulder. I'm not going to put it on my eyes because I am wearing makeup, but I had a friend he and I customized the weight of this.
Okay.
So that you can use it hot or cold, again, over your eyes and help with a headache. So because it's full of Himalayan salt, And when it gets warm, even just breathing this in is going to help with respiratory conditions because it's like being near the beach. You're breathing in that hot salt.
My daughter's going to eat this up, not literally.
Yeah.
I'm never going to see it again.
Could, but
what I'm saying
that would
is,
be a lot of like high blood pressure.
Yeah.
It is salty.
You'll need to hydrate.
Yeah.
After this. She's going to see this and I'll never see it again. She's going to love this. So I appreciate the show and tell here. So again, check it out. It is Halotherapy Pillow. Microwave 2 to 3 minutes. To use cold, place in the freezer overnight.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Don't, mistake it for the ice cream.
I mean, it is sherbet colored,
that's
but
right,
maybe you'd notice that if you had to go to the ice cream and open the lid and that's just laying next to it.
In no way it looks like cookies and cream. So
Exactly.
I won't be able to make that mistake. But I see you are a CEU provider.
So all massage therapists have to have continuing education to keep their license active. Mississippi requires 24 hours, as does Tennessee. I am a licensed continuing education teacher for massage therapy, and I teach a lot here in Hernando because we do have a lot of massage therapists here in Mississippi.
So they come to you to get that education?
They can come to me or they can do it via live webinar.
Okay.
Zoom has changed everything.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So, to all my clients who are out there watching this, just remember I have classes coming up this spring, so I might need a body to be a demo person.
There you go. Hint, hint out there.
Right.
Free massage, I think, is what that sounds like.
It sometimes is. I had a client who was pregnant and I was teaching a prenatal class. She got a 10-handed massage.
Oh, my goodness.
She called it the goddess package.
She
was just laying there it was hilarious.
Did you have to help her out?
No, she actually could get off the table by herself. I saw her this week and I was like, you haven't been in a little while. Is it because I'm not giving you a 10-handed massage by myself? And she's like, I didn't want to say anything.
You set the bar way too high.
I really did. Yeah.
Way too high.
Way high.
Spoiled rotten.
Yeah, it was a good class though.
So how long have you been doing that?
For about 6 years.
Okay. But then you still have to take your class.
And then I still have to take my own, yep.
Yeah. So, but you can't take your own classes,
I cannot take my own classes.
Right, yeah.
I also am a certified CPR instructor through the Red Cross.
Okay. As a added bonus? or
Massage therapists in Mississippi also have to have CPR every 2 years, and nobody was offering it. And I figured, hey, I might as well just...
So you're teaching that as well?
I teach that as well.
Very cool. All right. So I'm guessing that's because you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
And someone could have some kind of
medical issue
or whatever. Yeah.
Or first aid instead of CPR.
Yeah. Just anything simple.
You could have maybe a cut that you didn't know you had that you have to... be able to help them address.
That's helpful for people to know that it's a safe place. You'll be taken care of for sure. I went through your website, went through all the different disciplines.
Oh, okay.
That you have listed here. Swedish massage, deep tissue massage. Yep. I can't read today. Myofascial release. That's
the myofascial release, which is that connective layer of tissue. I think Gwyneth Paltrow explained it better, but I'm going to do my best, okay?
Go for it.
Have you ever eaten fried chicken?
Of course, yes.
Okay. We're in the South, fried chicken.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
All right. You know that there's that crispy layer of skin that everybody loves?
That's so good for you,
It's delicious. Yeah. And if they season it right, it is amazing. However, under that is that white fatty layer, which people don't like as much.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fascia. And fascia is a connective layer of tissue. It surrounds your organs. It keeps your blood vessels where they are. It keeps everything where it is. And because of fascia, it keeps all of that inside, which is great. However, it gets tight and it gets dehydrated. And when it surrounds a muscle, what does it do? It puts pressure on the muscle. So then you're thinking, oh, well, I must have sprained, strained, hurt myself, something. And if you go to maybe a newer massage therapist who doesn't have that training, they're going to give you a good quality deep tissue and really work out the belly of that muscle. And that's going to be amazing. However, if you're not factoring in some myofascial work where I hit the muscle and I release the fascia pressure, and that's why it lasts longer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, so you get a 2-pronged approach from me, where with some people you get a 1-prong approach.
And then the fascia just reconstricts right out of the gate. Oh, interesting. Myofascial release. Hot stone massage. You mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
I mean, that's literally hot stone on skin. So how does that
the
work?
stones are 120 degrees, which everybody's like, oh my goodness, that's so hot. It's the same temperature as a hot tub.
Okay.
You ever been to a hot tub?
Yeah.
You love it. You go to hot springs, you know. And because stones are they're steamed in a pot, that's why it's called hydrotherapy, because it's water-based and it gets into the muscles differently than just a dry heating pad that you'd buy at a grocery store.
Okay.
In the vein of hydrotherapy, even though they're heated a little bit differently, the hot salt rocks and the hot bamboo would be considered that also, because they're still hot and getting into the muscle a little bit deeper because of that.
And it's just sitting right on your skin?
I rub you with it, yep.
Oh, okay. So you're like up and down your back or whatever area is needing massaging. Interesting. The hot bamboo massage you just mentioned. Post-operative lymphatic drainage.
Yes.
What is that?
Okay, so a lot of people are getting mommy makeovers or Brazilian butt lifts so that they look like Kim Kardashian. Now, this is where God and I didn't know he had my back on this one, but I have anterior pelvic tilt. So my rear end, for lack of a better term, sticks out a little bit.
Okay.
And it's always going to be like that. Because it's a structural problem I have with my bones. And that's where God was like, hey, you never have to have a Brazilian butt lift. I got you.
Thanks, God.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Know,
he does have a sense of humor.
He does. So when you get those surgeries, the lymphatic system is a poorly designed system. We have more lymphatic fluid in our body than we have blood. What moves blood around the body?
Don't quiz me on science.
Okay, your heart.
Oh,
you have a heart, right?
Now I
hope
feel
you have
like
a heart.
a real idiot.
Unless, we just came out of Christmas, so we all could be the Grinch.
I have the power of editing. I might edit this out. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. Everybody knows I'm an idiot.
So the heart moves the blood around the body.
I've heard of it, yeah.
And you have veins and vessels and things. Lymphatic fluid doesn't have that.
Yeah.
And the way that it moves is through joint movements and moving your hand and walking. So after a surgery where they've taken a lot of things out of you and or put them back in, because that is part of the Brazilian butt lift. They take fat out of the abdomen, clean it, and then they inject it into your rear end. And that's what gives you the bootay. The
bootay?
Yes.
The buttocks.
And you need to have the lymphatic fluid moved around manually to help yourself heal. The lymphatic system is like the coffee filter of the body. It grabs all the bad stuff and flushes it out.
Prenatal massage. I think you had already mentioned that, no?
Well, I taught a prenatal class and I had a prenatal client. That's just when you're pregnant and you come in to get a massage. We do not work on anybody in their first trimester. You have to be in your second or third. And then the next question is, okay, do you have the face down big pillow? I have the pillow. Although, if you're newly pregnant and maybe not showing as much, we use a wedge pillow under your back because you don't want to be flat. You want to be at a 40-degree angle.
Okay. Sports massage. Do you work with athletes?
I don't really. That is a modality of deep tissue, which it shows you different stretches and ways to get into muscles. There's post-event sports and then there's pre-event sports. So pre-event would be done very fast. Like you're going to go do a marathon and you need to warm the muscles up. So you need to jostle them and really, work fast. Where when you get done after an event, you want to cool the muscles down, slow movements to get the muscles to relieve toxins that they've built up. And
to not tighten and constrict on you, right?
Yeah.
Because stretching is as important after than it is before. Right?
It can be.
Yeah. And cupping massage. What is cupping?
So cupping is a modality that they do in China and Japan, and most people will recognize it from the Olympics. Michael Phelps had those big round marks on his back, and he looked like he had some weird disease. It is not actually a disease. Cupping comes in 3 forms. And this is where our conversation is going to go poorly, because we're talking about the level of suck. So you can have a silicone cup, which is just little, you squeeze it together, you stick it on the skin, it pulls the skin up, you're done. And that's the least bit of compression. Still valid. And hey, ladies, you can buy it from Amazon and use it on your thighs, and it will help with the cellulite, but I didn't say that out loud. The next one would be vacuum cupping. It's a plastic cup. It has a little green end on the top of it, and you put a gun on it. And you can control how much suction you're getting into the cup. So some people might need 2 pumps, some people might need 3 or 4, and it gives you a little bit more control.
But it sucks better.
It sucks better. It does.
It's an interesting oxymoron, isn't it? It sucks better.
You know, my husband and I, when we talk about this sometimes, he's 5 internally. Externally, he's almost 50, but internally, he's 5.
Most of us are.
And like, he just dies laughing when I talk about cupping. And I'm like, you are an adult. This is a modality of massage. Like, get over it. And then the highest grade of cupping, which I do not do because of fire code
oh my goodness,
and training, is what Michael Phelps had. And that's fire cupping. So that's a glass cup. They put liquid in it like you would, like a Bananas Foster. They set it on fire and then they stick it to you. And that is the most aggressive of the suck.
Super suck.
Super suck. Yeah.
That's the super suck.
It probably is super awesome, but it's also super sucky.
And why in particular spots on his back? Like, is he just trying to work that specific area?
Well, if you think about the movement, see, this is where, again, I'm different than like a physical therapist. You have to think of, if they're doing this, what muscles go into that?
Yeah, the breaststroke.
And that would be, just for one example, and that's a lot of, you've got your rhomboids in the back, the trapezius, all of those big shoulder muscles around the shoulder blade are going to be what they were targeting. And if you look at the pattern of where the round marks are, so that's just bruising.
That sounds painful.
It actually isn't.
No.
Have you ever, okay, I'm old, so we'll go with this.
Okay.
Did your mom ever have like plastic Tupperware cups?
We still do.
Okay. And did you ever suck one to your lips?
Of course. Like, yeah.
That's what it feels
and
like.
And then you pull it
that's
off.
What it feels
and then
like.
you have the ring around your mouth. Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Okay. But the heated one, the super suck, as we've established.
I've never had it done.
Yeah.
And I don't do it. So I have no basis to tell you how it feels. I just know from using the vacuum cups, which is my preference.
Still a strong suck.
Still, it is a strong suck.
But not the super suck. Let's talk scheduling online. This is something people can do, right? They just go to spaaroundthecorner.com.
Yep. Scheduling online is going to be the fastest way for you to match up your schedule with my schedule. All of the other employees I have are on there, or massage therapists. So you can kind of pick who you want to work on you. Everybody that's there does have a following, because we all do different things. Emily, who works for me, we went to the same massage school.
Okay.
We started out exactly the same. They taught us a routine, which is how you learn. And now we are completely different. And that's interesting to see.
But in a good way, right?
In a good way, because, she's taken, 20 classes that I haven't taken, and then I've taken 20 classes that she hasn't taken. And then, it's just a different way of releasing the muscle.
Yeah. And you guys each have different approaches in a way?
I mean, massage is all, one approach because you're looking at the muscles. But what she does is it's the craziest thing. She'll hold a muscle and just put a little bit of compression on it. And it just, boom, it releases. Where I've got to like get in there with my fingers and really work it out.
Does she have like magical powers?
It's a class that she took that teaches you, what was the class? Orthobionomy.
Orthobionomy.
Exactly. Yeah.
A word, bionomy. Never heard that word.
until she mentioned it, I hadn't either. So
I hadn't either.
Well, and they don't come. You have to go to them, or they teach online. It's not a hands-on class. Like, you can come to me at the spa, and I teach you.
It's not hands-on. I hear a pun somewhere.
Well, it is hands-on, but it's not in person. Let's say.
Memberships.
So massage memberships are the best way to make yourself accountable to coming in. You prepay for one service. We mentioned Massage Envy. They're the guru to this. And your card gets charged, and you come in, you book online, you book over the phone with me, whatever's easier. I am not available at 3 a.m., so if you're up, doom scrolling on your phone and you want a massage, the internet is always there for you. Robin is still asleep until about 7:30. But online booking is the easiest, fastest way. The couples packages, however, would need to be booked by phone because I have to coordinate our schedules.
Okay. Spaaroundthecorner.com, again, in the description. But now let's learn a little more about you. So where are you from originally?
Well, okay, so originally I'm from New York.
Oh, there we go. A fellow Yankee. I'm from Maine. So.
I was joking the other day that I still identify as a New Yorker, and my pronoun is, hey, can't you see I'm walking here?
Oh, we talked about this on the phone. That's right. Yeah.
See? It was you. I ended up, the next question is, how did you end up in Mississippi?
I get that too, yeah.
My answer is a plane. However, my sister went to college in Arkansas, and she's a speech-language pathologist. She works at Desoto County Schools. And after I had my daughter, we were living in the condominium that we grew up in. I had bought it from my mom and really looking for a house, but it was right before the housing bubble. Mini mansions were a thing in New York at the time. You could buy the house that I bought here in Olive Branch for $500,000. And I did not have $500,000. So I took the leap and moved my family down here, and I went to massage school when I got here. And it's, been a good place to live. I think my favorite meme is it's tornado season. Put your teeth in.
But why Olive Branch? Like what brought that? I mean, from New York to North Mississippi.
Because at the time, my sister lived in South Haven.
Okay. Yeah. So you already had a connection here.
Yeah. And the realtor, what I think is so funny about, the business now being in Hernando is when we moved here, I said to the realtor, I'm like, well, what about Hernando? And she's like, oh, well, nobody wants to live in Hernando. It's the older part of the county. And Olive Branch is like the up and coming area. You want to be in Olive Branch. So I'm like, okay, fine.
Sounds biased to me.
She might have lived in Olive Branch.
Right. Yeah.
And now I think it's funny because everybody wants to be in Hernando.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, look what's happening. Look what's coming, all this development coming, which could be polarizing for some. They don't want it to grow as fast as it's going to be. But we got a new high school. Gosh, that's why I'm here. My audience has heard me say this several times. I wanted my daughter to be in a good school system. So here we are.
Well, in Olive Branch where we are, because we're, at the very end of Olive Branch, we're the top corner of it because we're between Hacks Cross and Center Hill. So we go to Center Hill schools. Yep. And I think a lot of people forget about Center Hill schools because they're so far out. But we're the only blue ribbon, no child left behind schools in Mississippi. So
really? And it's on almost at Marshall County, right?
Almost.
Right on the edge,
Yeah.
So you actually lived in Olive Branch for a while? Right on off of Hacks Cross.
Well, I live off of Goodman Road, but...
Okay. Yeah, so I was in Olive Branch for a little over a year. It's the COVID years. I moved to Olive Branch in January of 2020. I had a nice 2-bedroom apartment that I had to completely furnish. I'd come from a pre-furnished place. So imagine I move into an apartment January of 2020 with no furniture, so I have to have stuff shipped in, right? Woo!
I bet the supply chains were there for you.
Just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Of course, we had no idea what was ahead. But so then, bam. COVID. And so my time in Olive Branch is funny because it's all COVID memories and just being locked in. But I liked it. I liked Olive Branch. But yeah, I can't wait to see Delta Landing and all the development that's coming up North Macondale and the new high school. My daughter's going to be a senior next year, so she gets 1 year in the new school, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Makes to go to the football games. And
you're going to need to build your sleep up now because senior year is a big deal.
Oh, for her, yeah.
You're going to have to be there with her. There's pictures and events
of course,
and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, sure, yeah.
There's a lot that's going to happen. I was not prepared for senior year.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready. Well, this has been awesome. So welcome from the north.
Thank you.
Welcome to the south. I've been down here. This October will be 20 years that I've been in the south now.
We've been here about 20 years.
Yeah, and there's a reason why I'm still down here. I love the south. I fit right in. I love the weather. The snow, come on. It's like I kind of moved away from the snow here. But I enjoy it now when we do get a little snow. It's like this year I wanted more, but it is what it is. I'll take what we get.
I will take the 7 inches over. I heard northern parts of New York got 5 feet.
Oh, yeah. You know the drill up there.
They can keep it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that mess either. But before we wrap up, is there anything we're missing? Something that you'd like to add about your business?
We would just love to help you with either relaxation goals or pain relieving goals or treating a family member. We have packages. We can, do spa parties.
Okay.
The options are almost limitless, so just reach out and we'll hopefully make it happen.
SpaAroundTheCorner.com. You can call them at 662-782-6770. They're located just around the corner. 214 West Center Street in Hernando, next to Bon Bon Gifts in the theater.
Yeah, I am in the old theater side of the building.
The old theater side of the building. That's a cool location. It's really nice.
I actually have a massage room on the stage where Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Johnny Cash all played.
Well, there you go. You can feel the spirit in there.
That's right.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure meeting you. And thank you to those listening and watching. I do this every episode. If you made it this far, consider yourself a hero. Thank you for making it to the end. You can follow us at therealhernando.com. There you can find our Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok links. All those platforms. Follow, share posts. It helps the businesses that we're spotlighting. Then it helps this podcast, which then becomes stronger force of spotlighting on said businesses. It's a circle of life. Also want to thank Wesley Meadows, the Desoto Arts Council, Brandon Vanderburg, Desoto Local, the Rebel FM, Angela Kidd Insurance, City Hall Cheesecake, Poke Chaz Egg Rolls, Motivate with Coach Camp, Denise's Happy Hounds, Tadpool Swim School, and Big Note Music Lessons for really adding some fuel to the fire to make this show work and do what it needs to do to help support our local community. So much appreciation to you all. Again, thanks for listening and watching, and we'll talk to you next time.